the newest enclosure from Southern Soundz. It's actually a sealed enclosure, but I ported the front of it, as you can see right here. It's got 5 SSA 18s, the largest ones they've got. They go up to like what is it, 3250, I think it was. Yeah, 3250. I really like it. It's mid-level SPL with the I said this on one of my previous videos. When I say strapped on the highs and mids, it's not necessarily strapped unless they are, linkable. But I just use this space, because it's efficient. You can literally bolt, as long as they're the same amps, you can bolt them, one on top of another, as long as you have a spacer if needed, and bolt it right to the surface. So this one was like 2200, or excuse me, no, 22,023. It was under 25. It's another mid-level SPL. But you can pretty much do anything with this one. You can compete in almost every category. It's got the stripper pole in the middle, all spray in. It's got a slightly extended port for the airflow, which would all be rounded over, flared. What is it? Skar audio is powered by Skar audio. These are the highs and mids, of course. It's got 5 3500s. It's a badass enclosure, literally. These are offered. I'll go in here and take a look. It's got the 518s, but they're offered in dual ones and dual ones and dual twos. So of course these amps here are good for 1 ohm. In fact, these are really good amps. My first time designing with them. They're, in fact, here's the numbers on them. They're good up to 18 volts actually. On these ones in particular, you can go up to 5100 at 1 ohm. I would actually have these, on a standard system, 12 to 14.4, getting around 3519 from what their numbers say. I've never had one on a bench and clamped it, but even any amp, 80 to 90% efficiency would really be right on target for what I'm looking for. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's got 3 rows of diehard batteries. They're advanced gold series. They also have a platinum series. Standard batteries. Very cost efficient as far as a lot of the other manufacturers that are very costly. A good battery in competition, any type of competition, whether you're racing or DB drag racing or whatever you're doing with it, you can go up to like $1,000 on a battery. That's a lot of money just for one battery pack. So if you can get a good battery at a good price, or essentially a great price, and it would work better for you. So it's on what you like, man. I went with Skar Audio. Like I said, it's my first one designing with them, and it turned out really, really well. It would sound it would sound awesome, straight up. Like, what else is there? Total system under 25. 3 rows of 6. 18s. These subwoofers are also offered in 15s. In fact, they're the same power on the 15s as they are the 18s. So it's really space is the concern. Trying to think. On the back side of this port, you would also want to flare it. Round it over. In fact, it's it's not really necessary, but like I said before, the more you can round over everything, the better it'll sound, the smoother the air will flow. In fact, I even showed on this one the bracket, that way you get more surface area. This enclosure actually has bracing. Let's see, I'll show it from here. Going through here, and then also I think it's got one vertical here, and then I think two here, and then one more vertical. So I mean, it's really strong. The layer on it, it's got 3-inch on the driver, positive side of the driver, and then also that's very important is this wall here, because when that SPL sound pressure comes out this port, if you ain't got this port fastened, I mean literally strong as anything, it will make a noise. It'll sound like shit. You'll be mad as hell. So what I would probably do, if you could do a couple of things. One, you could bring braces down through here, and then up high. But what I suggest is the depth of your wall. So for example, if this is 2-inch, 3-inch, make sure that port goes all the way up to that, which would be really likely, because it would look better and it would actually be stronger. So that's what I would suggest on this one. I really like this enclosure, man. I would actually, install this in one of my vehicles. It's a beast. You wouldn't have to worry about it breaking. Very strong. Lot of power on the drivers. I'm trying to think. Everywhere else, 1 inch would be really close. 1.5 inches would be perfect. I would probably just do 2-inch everywhere, because depending on what class you're in and vehicle that you have, but because you have a lot of flexibility with these amps. I mean, you really do. You could switch out these batteries. Go up to like a 16-volt excess power, or kinetic energy, or whatever you decide to go up to. Use, and then you could change your power on your amps, and you could compete in a different class and everything. So it's on what you like, man, on what you want. It's a beast. It really is. Another thing that you could do is on the inside, you could just, instead of going with the spraying, because it is strong, you could just go with the paint as you see right here. It stayed gloss black, and just stayed a little bit lighter on the outside, just to kind of compensate for the color of the spraying and the amplifiers. I'm trying to think, man. It's spraying everywhere, gives it that real stealth look. SSA Evil 18s are what they're called, and these are the Skar Audio 3500 at 1 ohm. But like I said, they go up really high. Oh, another thing on these subs, in which I really like, is that the FS on them is like 25.9. So I mean, that's like really really low. I mean, it is an 18, but I mean that's a low frequency in which it naturally responds at. So I mean, like I said, it's all on what you're doing, all on what you're competing for. That's pretty much it for this one. It is a beast. I mean, it really is. Another thing, I gotta get ready and go, but you could put these amps down low and just cool them with fans. Just go battery and then like a amp rack right on top of a layer. That way you wouldn't have to, voltage loss. But it worked out pretty good. I just showed them up here just to show you. But you could do that, which would probably be the best bet. It would just be more time consuming to build. But that's it, man. Just another, real plush custom install from design from Soundz Sounds. Don't forget to check out that website, southernsounds2zs.webs.com.